Hello, Federation. It's been a long week. I haven't done any videos since last week. I decided to hold off until today specifically because there was some news that was supposed to come from the White House, but nothing's come out. As far as I know, I didn't see anything. Let me do a quick search here. Let's see what's today. Okay, let's see. Deadline, MSNBC. Uh, just another Saki conference, it looks like, or whatever. Um, there were grumblings about something coming out today. We all thought it was going to be maybe an internet kill switch or something. It. I didn't want to say anything else on it because I had no idea. There was no evidence for anything, and I didn't want to be the one to one of those crazy conspiracy theorists that just throws a bunch of theories out there and it ends up getting proven wrong and discredited. Uh, the purpose of all of this is to bring truth to the world. So I waited it out. Nothing happened. I don't know if anyone out there has been watching Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium the last 2 days, but it's been up and down. It's been all over the place, man. Yesterday they, well, on day one, Tuesday they got started an hour late because all four of their servers came under attack from hacks and DDoS, and actually I think they said either three or four of their servers went down before they were finally able to get the stream up. There's been tons of hit pieces coming out left and right, just all over the place about this guy in the Cyber Symposium. But uh, I don't want to talk too much about the Cyber Symposium because there's still one more day left of it. I think once it's all over with, I think I might go over some of what a little bit more of what they were talking about. I do have one article here that's in relation to that symposium that we'll talk about here in just a minute. But one of the big things that I hope nobody missed it, but I did post something in the Fed Up with Democrats Facebook page about Rand Paul's resist the mask mandates or COVID mandates. So yeah, Senator Rand Paul on Sunday blasted Democrats and President Joe Biden over COVID-19 mandates, urging Americans to resist. The Kentucky Republican also promised to introduce amendments to any bill that would cut the funding of federal agencies whose employees do not return to work in person. Oh, this is great. Get everybody back to work. I mean, we paid the federal government passes their own budgets, including paying these people. If they're not at work, then what the fuck are they getting paid for, you know? They can't arrest us all, he said in a 3.5 minute video posted to Twitter. They can't keep all our kids home from school. They can't keep every government building closed, although I've got a long list of ones they might keep closed or might ought to keep closed. He goes on to say, Nancy Pelosi, you will not arrest me. You will not arrest or stop me or anyone on my staff from doing our jobs, Paul continued. We have either had COVID, had the vaccine, or been offered the vaccine. We will make our own choices, our own health choices. We will not show you a passport. We will not wear a mask. We will not be forced into random screenings and testings so you can continue your drunk with power reign over the Capitol. In a lot of states, as he goes on to say, so a lot of states are tightening restrictions again. California is one of them. I got a story about California actually here tonight as well. And actually, in relation to the masks and COVID, I mean, everything kind of ties back together these days in politics. We've got some. I hope everybody saw the news about Governor Cuomo. He's resigning. Oh wait, no, that's about Dallas. Let's see. Where is Cuomo? I have it here somewhere. All right, here it is. New York Governor Andrew. Okay, well, before I continue, that's great. I'm glad Rand Paul is standing up, and I have a feeling that a lot of major businesses, corporations, and stuff are going to start to pull back on the whole mask mandate, vaccine mandate, at least until, I guess, September or October, whenever the FDA is scheduled to supposedly approve the COVID vaccine finally. But even then, even with an approved vaccine that's no longer in emergency authorization use or emergency use authorization, I still don't think I'll have to look more into the legalities of it, but I don't think any corporation can legally force you to get a vaccine or put anything in your body. I still think the liability form would probably be the best way to go, even with an FDA approved vaccine if you're forced to get it in order to keep your job, just because even FDA approved, I don't trust these vaccines. Given all the controversy, conspiracy, and everything behind them that led to them, I don't trust them. So thank you, Rand Paul, for saying something. Finally, we need more people in government to stand up. And more people in government are. If anybody out there has been watching the Cyber Symposium, a number of state representatives today at the end of the night stood up on stage um, and vowed to combat the whole COVID lockdowns and election integrity and all that stuff. So there is hope. They are starting to stand up. It's just sad that we had to wait for one state to be brave enough, for one person to be brave enough to dare to stand in the way of Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and all the rest of those corrupt people before anything could get done or before we could finally start having an open dialogue. It's also sad that Mike Lindell had to spend, I think he said something like $20 million putting together Frank's speech and the symposium and getting everything organized, just simply because uh, he's been deplatformed from every facet of the internet. Every single nook and cranny of the internet has deplatformed him. In fact, the only airtime he can get on mainstream media is when they're doing hit pieces on him, or he's doing a report, or he's, you know, uh, having a talk or an interview on a show where they're just trash talking him the entire time. But he stood strong, and I respect the man for it. As far as the evidence that you know what? Getting off topic again. I don't want to. We're not going to discuss all that until the end of it tomorrow. Tomorrow night I may talk more about it. But I'm going to go ahead and move on here. So yeah, Andrew Cuomo, he announced on Tuesday, yesterday, that he's going to resign effective in 2 weeks because of sexual harassment scandal that has crippled his administration, saying he did not want to distract the state from important work to be done. Now, I don't know if anybody out there, is this a video? Yeah, let's watch this.
Let me begin by thanking Rita Glavin for that powerful presentation. I'd like to address several issues today. First, I've always started by telling New Yorkers the facts before my opinion. So let's start New.
That's a lie. You know what? I'm not going to watch the full 21 minutes here. This is a CNBC article. If you just look up Andrew Cuomo's resignation on Google or DuckDuckGo, if you use that, you can find this video anywhere. This guy is a fucking piece of work, let me tell you. Oh boy. So he's been implicated and found guilty of sexual harassment in the office, right? Against not one, not two, but so far we're up to 11 cases. 11 cases. Now keep in mind, this is the man, this face right here, this is the man who just last year made a public statement saying that sexual harassment in the workplace is zero tolerance. In the workplace and in federal or local elected official offices. He said zero tolerance. Now, the reason I bring this up is because what he said in this statement, in his resignation statement, is fucking rich. Okay? He takes no responsibility for anything that he done. Instead, he essentially blames his victims. He outright says that he doesn't feel that he did anything wrong, that he didn't realize how far back the acceptability of those actions had been moved on him. This is one of the leaders of the party of people that have embraced and advanced and perpetrated cancel culture, the Me Too movement, everything around this. This dude has been at the fucking forefront of it. And you telling me he didn't know? Oh, he knew. He was drunk with power and just thought he'd get away with it because Democrats never get punished, I guess, you know? But we'll see how far this goes. We'll see if he actually resigns or if he gets any jail time. I don't think he will. I think once he stepped out of the limelight, some judge somewhere is just going to commute his sentence and then nothing will ever happen to him. Or his buddy Joe Biden will just fucking pardon him or some shit. You know? But he's being replaced by Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. I don't know how to say her name. I don't know what party she's from. I'm assuming since she's a lieutenant governor that she's also a Democrat. So don't expect any changes in New York. In fact, I'd expect things to get worse for New Yorkers. Things always get worse before they get better, and we have not reached we've not quite reached total destruction yet. So Democrats have a little way to go, and I think they'll start making some great strides to destroy things even worse, make things worse as bad as possible for as many people as possible until we get with their program. You see, that's the point of all this. That's why they're punishing the American people, because they're trying to beat us into submission, into accepting their bullshit. It's not going to happen. All right, let's move on to what do we have here? We did Rand Paul, Cuomo. Okay, this here is in regards. If anybody was watching again, this is the Cyber Symposium. I think her name is okay. So Jenna Griswold is the Secretary of State for the state of Colorado, and there was at the Cyber Symposium yesterday. Mike Lindell had a guest speaker coming on. Her name was Tina. I don't remember what her last name was, but she is the county clerk for one of the counties in Colorado that's currently undergoing audits, or they're trying to get it to audit. I don't remember exactly, but while she was on a private jet going to the symposium, Jenna Griswold ordered a raid on Tina, whatever her last name's, her county office. They didn't, as far as I know, they didn't express exactly why the raid was ordered. Let's see if we can read here. And it doesn't say exactly why the raid was ordered on this Tina lady's office, but Jenna Griswold, she's been staunchly against the audit, the election audit that millions of people in Colorado are calling for. And this county clerk whose office she raided was pro audit. In fact, the county clerk office that was raided was the woman from Colorado that actually had the forensic, I guess, what did they call them on the Dominion machine images, the images of the computers that were used in the voting machines, the images of the voting machines from 2020. So this lady was in possession of the ISO images of the Dominion voting computers. She had the image of before the election, and then she had the new image after Dominion went in and did supposed updates on all of these machines. And these were the two images on the symposium that you all saw. Code Monkey was going through, and he found like a bunch of weird anomalies, like missing reports, missing event logs, things like that. So the lady whose office was raided and ordered to be raided by Jenna Griswold, who is the Secretary of State for the state of Colorado, she was the one that provided Lindell with those images. Now, we don't know if the actual hard drives were confiscated from that office, or if this lady even had the hard drives, but we do know that she's the one that transmitted the ISO images over to Lindell that Code Monkey was going through live yesterday. So while she was on the plane going to the symposium, her office got raided, and the deputy county clerk was barred from going into the office and was not allowed in, and she wasn't told what it was they were looking for, what they were doing in the office. As from what I understand from all of this. So And mind you, this is the lady who's been staunchly against the audits. She wouldn't speak on it for the longest time, and strangely, the day that, or the day before, was it the day that this lady was going to release all this information to the world live on a live stream is the day that she chose to raid her office. She could have done it any time before then. Strange, huh? Weird. All right, so moving on. Let's see. Yeah, we went to Cuomo. So if anybody lives in Texas, there's a huge battle going on right now. As per the usual, Judge Clay Jenkins, out in Dallas, has ordered a temporary restraining order against Abbott's mask mandate ban. That's going into effect immediately. Well, and it's good until the 24th of August. Essentially banning Abbott's mask ban, if that makes sense to anyone. Essentially making it so the banning of the mask mandates is on hold until the 24th, meaning all of Dallas County legal offices, county clerk offices, post offices, government buildings, schools, are now under a mask mandate again. Now, Abbott has said that he's going to fight this. And actually, interestingly enough, again, back to the Cyber Symposium, Abbott announced that earlier today that he's open to this. He's open to the idea of doing audits on Texas's election last year, the presidential election, and how all that went. Because what we're calling for, what Lindell is calling for, and what I totally agree with, is all 50 states should be audited, whether the state was won by Biden or Trump, just to see how badly the system has gamed it. It's no longer about Democrat versus Republican. It's about the system is rigged. Somebody's pulling the strings. The computers are running the election. The computer algorithms are what are determining our elected officials, not the people that are supposedly electing them anymore. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, something's got to get done here. So yeah, Dallas County is now under mask mandates again. Let's see, I had one other thing. What is this? Oh yes, yes, a good one to finish on. So Gavin Newsome, there's currently a recall election going on in California. A recall election to replace Gavin Newsome. Now this is great because this is my favorite story today because Kevin Kiley, Republican California State Assemblyman, Republican from California, is a leading contender for governor in the recall election against Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom. If this guy wins, we've got to get the word out on this. If this guy wins, it'll flip California to Republican. If this guy wins and takes a gubernatorial race, wins the election, becomes governor, it will flip California back to red. And supposedly, in the presidential election, there was something like 3 million more votes for Biden than there were for Trump. But you're telling me now that a Republican running for governor is one of the leading contenders? I don't fucking think so. Something is seriously wrong here. Well, a lot of news. Okay, so tomorrow, I'll go over more about the Cyber Symposium. I know a lot of people are probably more curious about that than anything. Just do a quick Google search about Mike Lindell Cyber Symposium. There is hundreds of hit pieces already. In fact, one of the people that was in the audience, in the Cyber Symposium audience, is a journalist. His name is Kevin something. He wrote hit pieces on Mike Lindell about his symposium while the dude was sitting in the symposium. And then one of Lindell's staff members forwarded to him while he was talking on stage. And Lindell like straight up pointed at the guy and told him to come up on stage and tell him why he disagrees with him. Guy got up and walked away and walked out of the symposium. It was hilarious to see Lindell on stage screaming and hollering at him, "You're a coward!" Oh, I love Lindell. All right, well, that's all I got for today. Bye bye.